Ever feel like the resources and advice out there for women are missing something essential? I thought so too, which is why more than 6 years ago, I created She Said, She Said. I'm Laura Cox Kaplan, and after 3 decades in communications and then advocacy and now juggling motherhood and entrepreneurship, trust me, friend, I get it. Making a real impact takes more than just passion. It takes the right mindset, the right skills, the right investments, and the right community. On this show, we dive deep with incredible women from all walks of life who have been there. We uncover the secrets to building influence, navigating tricky relationships, and staying true to ourselves even when it's tough. And let's face it, it often is. I also throw in my own favorite productivity and life hacks, things that have shifted my perspective and might help you too. Wherever you are in your journey, my goal here is to leave you inspired to define success your way and to help you build the confidence you need to tackle your biggest goals. Subscribe today and let's unlock your full potential, your confidence, and your greatest influence. Hello, friend. Welcome to She Said, She Said podcast. This week is a very special week because we're celebrating the 7th anniversary of this podcast. 7 years of amplifying women's voices and their stories and sharing insights and perspectives that resonate, and also diving deep into the ever-evolving landscape of what it means to have influence and how to build influence and how to maintain it. This 7-year milestone fills me with so much gratitude, friend, and frankly, awe at the journey that you and I have shared together. When I first envisioned this podcast, it was little more than a spark, just a little idea that a friend shared when I told her I was thinking about formalizing and expanding a blog that I was working on. This friend said, "I have a better idea," and boy, was she right. Now, on the one hand, I was coming out of a significant career in public policy strategy as the top lobbyist for a global accounting firm. It was a job that I had loved for many years, but eventually, after about a decade, it wasn't fueling me creative anymore. And I was desperate to find work that would challenge me in a really different way, especially creatively. And this podcast hit the mark spot on for me. But oh, has there been so much more? So much that I didn't and really couldn't have anticipated that went along with what it would mean to host this podcast every week. One of my other goals in leaving my corporate job was to create a space where we could come together and share experiences as women and learn from each other's triumphs and each other's challenges. And I had envisioned a place where I could showcase interesting women, their ideas, and their stories, and actually pull from those stories insights and maybe tools that we could repackage and use over and over again and share with you so that you could then tuck those tools into your own personal toolkit as well. Now, looking back over the past 7 years, it is incredible to see how that little spark ignited a flame and how that flame has illuminated the paths of hundreds of thousands of women on their journeys, listeners and guests alike, and how it has helped to pave the way toward additional personal and professional growth. And that is really gratifying. I have been so honored to welcome an incredibly broad array of inspiring guests, and they have included trailblazing entrepreneurs who have defied odds. They've included visionary leaders who are transforming their industries, and they've included creative artists who are using their work to inspire others. Many of these guests, and frankly, these are the ones that inspire me the most, have been moms who have taken significant career breaks and then gone back into the workforce in ways that are very unique to them. And they've created entirely new chapters and a completely inspiring next phase for themselves. Many of these women have indeed been entrepreneurs, and they've rejected corporate roles in favor of careers that they create that serve them and their lives and their families and the people that they care about most better. Each guest has brought her unique mosaic of experiences. And together, those experiences and those stories reflect so much of the multifaceted nature of our journeys as women. She Said podcast has always been about not just career achievements and those external markers of success. Those are important, of course, but perhaps even more so, we've gone deep into the depths of self discovery and we've explored the intricate interplay between our inner world and our outer impact. And we've challenged how we define success, how we craft and edit our personal narratives and our stories so that they serve us much better, and so much more. Those self discovery topics, frankly, have become some of my personal favorites. We regularly dive into topics like perfectionism and self compassion, resilience, and the power of vulnerability, as well as the ebb and flow of confidence and what we can do to keep our confidence at a more steady state. Like each and every one of us, confidence is not a fixed state. I don't know that I fully understood that fact as fully before launching this podcast, frankly. So, friend, as I was reflecting back on the past 7 years, I went back and I took a look at some of the things that listeners have shared with me over this past period. One listener describes this podcast as inspirational, and she wrote to me and said, She Said has become a favorite part of my week. Laura, you and your guests are full of inspiration, insight, wisdom, and creativity. Oh, I love that. It warms my heart to hear how this podcast has become a source of inspiration and motivation for so many of our listeners. Another listener wrote me and said, each episode without fail has a nugget that I write down and I return to and implement in my own life. I'm seeing change in a positive direction. Now, that is exactly what we're striving for here, to provide you with actionable tools and strategies that you can apply to your own life to create positive change. And it doesn't have to be huge. It can be, but it can also just be a good idea that gives you a different perspective on a challenge that you've been grappling with. And there is great value in that. Another listener commented that she appreciated that I actually listen to guests and that I don't talk over them. And while I'm really glad that she appreciates my style of interviewing, more importantly, I am thrilled that the conversations that we have here are sparking new ideas and new perspectives for her. These are just a few of the comments that are reflective of the hundreds that we have received from listeners. They are a testament to the power of this community that we've created. You, our listeners, are the heart and soul of this podcast. Your emails, your direct messages, your comments, they are the lifeblood that keeps this community thriving. You've shared your personal stories with me with such vulnerability and with courage, and that creates a ripple effect of inspiration that extends far beyond what I ever could have imagined. Friend, I am deeply grateful for the trust that you place in me and allowing me to be part of your life every week. Your feedback continues to be invaluable. And most importantly, it shapes the direction of this podcast. It helps to ensure that the topics that we talk about are ones that matter most to you and are geared toward helping you solve problems and to navigate through difficulties. So, to celebrate our 7 year anniversary, I want to share 7 quick takeaways that have emerged from our countless conversations. Obviously, there are lots more, but these 7, when I went back and thought about it, really jumped out at me. They are things that have come up over and over and over again. And so I thought they were a good set to share with you today. The first is embrace the messy middle of progress. We often picture progress as a straight line, a point from A to Z. But the reality is, it is rarely that simple. Growth is messy, it's unpredictable, and it's full of unexpected detours. So it's important to embrace that messy middle as the part that we'll ultimately learn the most from and celebrate that and that part of the journey, even with all of the twists and turns. Second, is vulnerability can be a superpower and not a weakness. We are often taught to hide our vulnerabilities and to put on a brave face and pretend like we have it all together. And sometimes that really is the right answer. But the truth is, not every opportunity is the perfect opportunity to let it all hang out. But in those moments when we see an opportunity to really connect, vulnerability is where the magic actually happens. It's in those moments of openness and true authenticity that we can connect with others on a deeper level and really build truly meaningful relationships. It doesn't mean we have to be our vulnerable selves every second of the day. We do need to be thoughtful about when we share that vulnerability. Number three, it's easy to get stuck in our own way of thinking. But when we want to grow, we have to be willing to challenge our own beliefs and to be open to new ideas and perspectives. Sometimes the most unexpected insights can come from questioning our assumptions and from embracing different viewpoints, hopefully from the broad range of guests that we include on this podcast. Number four, failing forward with grace and with resilience. Now, failure is often seen as something to be avoided, but the truth is, it's that inevitable part of growth. It's through our mistakes and our setbacks that we learn the most valuable lessons. We've heard that from so many guests on this podcast. So it's important to reframe thinking and to see those failures as the opportunities to really fail forward, to learn, to adapt, and to come back stronger. And also to think about how can we include those failures and what we learned from them in our overall narrative. Those are the things that can really differentiate our story and help us lean in more fully to who we really are. The fifth takeaway is that silencing the inner critic, especially when you're comparing yourself to others, is really important. You know that voice that lives in your head that loves to point out your flaws and to compare you to everyone else's success track. It's important that we make peace with that inner voice that lives in our head. When we compare ourselves to others, that is the thief of joy, and she is the enemy of our creativity. Instead, it's important to focus on our own journeys and to celebrate both our strengths and our failures and to practice self-compassion. A few simple ways to boost confidence: celebrate our wins, no matter how small they may be. Practice gratitude and surround yourself with positive people who lift you up. If they aren't currently in your life, go out and find them. Number six, we often feel pressured to say yes to every opportunity that comes our way. But sometimes the most empowering thing we can do is to say no. By setting boundaries and by prioritizing our well-being, we create space for the things that truly matter. Making space and prioritizing. Yes, but not right now is a perfectly acceptable answer, and it will give you more space to live more fully in those areas that truly are most important to you right now. And number seven, share your success. Achieving your goal is a wonderful thing, but it's even more fulfilling when we can share our success with others and to use those achievements to actually help others and make a positive impact. Whether it's mentoring someone or supporting a cause that we believe in, or simply lending a helping hand, it's important to make our success meaningful and impactful and to share it forward. So, friend, as we embark on year 8, this new chapter of She Said, I am filled with excitement for what the future holds. Now, on that front, one of the exciting and somewhat terrifying things, at least for me, is that I try not to plan too far ahead as it relates to She Said podcast content. I plan content a few weeks or a few months out, but I also try really hard to continue to look for topics day in and day out that inspire me or that pique my interest or awaken something inside of me. And I then use those topics as sparks to track down guests and research more about whatever that is in order to give it to you, something that I hope will be fresh, but that hopefully will meet you right where you are at this moment. We will continue to explore the ever-evolving landscape of women's leadership and dive into the nuances of influence, and also provide you with actionable tools that you have come to expect in each and every episode that I hope will help you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for you. We will also continue to create a supportive space for you to connect with me and to share your stories and to find strength in our collective wisdom. Because, friend, at its core, She Said is about more than just a podcast. It's about women who are committed to lifting each other up and to celebrating and magnifying our collective impact. So if you're ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped with the tools to create positive change in your life, be sure to subscribe to She Said podcast from wherever you are listening. And thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Here is to many more years of tapping into inspiration, of growing and evolving and creating value and opportunity together. Until next week, friend, you take care. And remember, She Said podcast is a weekly production of She Said Media.